Hey guys, Rolis here. Sorry for the dodgy playing in the intro. I'm a bit rough around the edges, and not just around the edges, but everywhere, because of the lack of sleep in the last few weeks since my beautiful daughter has been with us. She is 2 weeks old. Both mom and little Nina are safe and sound, healthy, so happiness, rock and roll. Beautiful red wine, lack of sleep, lot of coffee. I'm happy as well, and a bit drunk, but that's different. You know, I need it for my guitar playing. Maybe it makes my fingers rolling a bit smoother and things like that. Anyway, I think if you saw my previous video when I was worrying a lot about their health and about the situation with COVID-19 and all this stupid thing with the circumstances and things like that. She's 2 weeks old, a little coronial. I just read this. This is very funny, actually. We can call them coronial. She was born in the middle of a fucking pandemic. But she looks, she's beautiful, healthy, safe and sound. So for my beautiful daughter, for her mom, my wife. Wait a sec. Let me drink this wine. So, subject today, and the star guest today for this long review, this flipping amazing amplifier called Mesa Boogie Fillmore 50. One of the latest products from this Californian boutique brand, and this is the 50 watt version. There's a 25 and a 100 watt version. This is in the middle. 2 6L6 valves, power valves, 2 completely independent channels, and it sounds marvelous. It's been with me for about 1 month or maybe 2 months. I've been playing on it every day. Spend a lot of time with it, and I think I'm going to show you my favorite setup on this, and because it's a Mesa Boogie, so all the little pots are very sensitive, and you can dial your sound like probably on none of the other amplifiers on the market, but it's great, and I hope you enjoy the sound in the intro. That's what I was after, this sort of very vintage Californian boutique, almost like a Mark 1. Obviously it's not a Mark 1 amplifier, but that sort of juicy, creamy 6L6, big bold motherfucker, lot of bass, lot of juiciness. This definitely delivers. Some people on the forums, some brave people on the forums compare this to the famous D-style amp from Texas. I never played a but yeah, that is my favorite sound. And when I was young, when I started playing on the guitar, my heroes were like Robin Ford and Larry Carlton and Carlos Santana, Stevie Ray Vaughan. So all these people, and most of them played that sort of D style juicy lead guitar. They had this style juicy lead guitar sound, what I was after all the time, and I can reproduce it. I can reproduce that sound with this amplifier quite well, and I'm so happy with it because it sounds great in my little studio as well when I don't turn it up. So the master volume is amazing. Let me show you all this, and as you must know me, so Starguest today a bit of red wine, because I'm celebrating the birth of my daughter. She's only 2 weeks old. It's not her birthday, right? Birthday is every year, but I'm going to celebrate her birth on every fucking Friday. And I'm recording this video on Friday, so you know what? Let's celebrate her birth every fucking Friday. So to my baby daughter. I'm not sure what YouTube translates to, but in the studio here, this sounds fucking amazing. I love it so much. So let me show you how did I dial this sound, because if you wanna copy it, try it with your humbucking guitars. This is perfect for humbucking. It's not, I think, yeah. So I set this sound for this guitar, so big bold humbucking sound. Check it out. So the gain is around 1 o'clock. The treble, I cut the treble back, so because on this amp and on many other Mesa Boogie products, I really like to swap the presence to treble. Means that I cut the treble down back, but I open up the presence, so that loads back those nice high ends, but not as thin, not as ice picky as the treble. So I turn the treble down to like around 10 o'clock, and then the middle range is very interesting in this amplifier. So yeah, I think the sweet spot for my ears is around 8 o'clock, which is quite down, and I cranked the bass because the gain is not on, so the gain is on just like 1 o'clock, so there's plenty room for the bass. It doesn't load up, it doesn't make the bass fluffy, but it sounds really good, and it adds that interesting juicy character what you need for that D style. So a lot of low end needed, and yeah, as I said, because I cut the treble back, I open up the presence. The presence is at 3 o'clock. I didn't use reverb because I used the Strymon Blue Sky as a reverb. so I don't use the built-in reverb, but that's a valve-driven, amazing long spring tank reverb, so there's nothing wrong with it. I just like the Strymon because I programmed it for my sounds. And the master is also it's important, so it's good if you can crank it, but it sounds really good when you just turn it down and don't use it too loud. Yeah, and it's on the 25 watt settings at the moment. So let me show you one lick from this, played on the 25 and played on the 50 watts. Very good sounds, both of them. So that was the 25, and if I turn it to 50. I like both of them. I like the 25 because I can crank the master more, and because I don't play too much clean today, so yeah, I like it like this. Can you hear that character? It has that very interesting character. It's like, it's not just a good overdrive sound, it adds something extra, adds the nice icing on the cake, adds that bit of spice on top of it. Even if I just play that A chord, have a listen on the top end, and it has this this very interesting character, fucking awesome. That's what I really dig. It's proper, it has this own sound, it's almost like an instrument, and that's what you need when you spend around 2k on an amplifier. That should be an instrument, that should have this own very nice character. Yeah, so that's how I set up the drive channel. I think it's time to talk about the beautiful wine and beautiful cheese. So this wine here is from my hometown because I'm celebrating my beautiful daughter's born. She is 2 weeks old tonight. 2 weeks old, right? So it's not her birthday. Obviously birthday is an annual thing, but I'm going to celebrate her birth every bloody Friday, drinking a bit of wine, eating something nice, going out to a fancy restaurant. Actually, me and my wife, we've been doing this since we met. So every Friday we usually go out to a beautiful restaurant, what either she finds or I find something, or someone recommends it, because we have to celebrate every week. I have to celebrate every week when she stays with me, because I'm not an easy person. every Friday is a celebration for me if she doesn't kick me out. Rock and roll. So why do I like this wine? Let me talk about this shit. So for me, red wine, as I said in my previous video, should be bold, punchy, and ultra dry, and oaky, because I like the oak barrels taste and I like the oak barrel smell. So this motherfucker is perfect for that, because If you check it out on Vivino, which is I think probably the most respected app for wine reviews, it's like the TripAdvisor for wines. They said this wine is in the top 6% from all around the world. Can you imagine how many wines they review and people review? So this is in the top 6%. And also, what is amazing, there's a wine competition called Modus Winnie. It's a German wine competition and one of the most respected, highly graded wine competition on this planet. About 11,000 bottles of wine every year, and the most prestigious people in the wine industry decide which ones are the best ones, and this wine won a gold award there. So can you imagine when a German person says this is a gold award, the best quality red wine for that year, and this wine won it. Can you imagine when Germans say that is high quality? They don't use this word high quality just for anything. Quality in Germany means completely different things than any other countries on this planet. So when they say this is a fucking golden awarded wine, that must be really good. So yes, man. So let me show you this closer. It's hard to read. DUZSI. That's the winery, and it's called JRABOC. That's the model, or this is a beautiful red wine, very nice, and it won this Modus Winnie gold award. Good shit. Check it out. I put a link in the description as always, and it perfectly matches with this French cheese. Now this is a good shit as well. I've been doing this. I'm not talking shit. I've been doing this for at least 15 years, trying to find high quality whiskey, wine, cheese, pasta, pizza, amazing restaurants, because I fucking like gastronomy and I spend almost as much money on gastronomy and nice quality things and coffee and things like that on guitars. They are the two things what makes me happy, And I've got three things, because I got the beautiful daughter as well. So this one is a matching pair. You can buy it in Tesco's, called Comté. It's a French cheese. I really like this, and I usually have it with this sort of very dry, bold red wine. It's fucking awesome. Sweet and nutty cheese from the Jura region of France. Mamma mia. So that wine was aged in oak barrel for, I don't know, long time, because you can smell that. If you just smell it, you have this very nice barrel smell. And this one here, the cheese, which perfectly matches with that one, expertly matured in the cellars of the Fort de Russes for a minimum of 15 months. Mamma mia, 15 months. Tell you what, great match. So for tonight, or if you wanna try it, put the link in the description. Comté cheese, Comté from France, with this golden awarded Modus Winnie awarded red wine, which is not a cheap red wine, actually. It's quite expensive, but I tell you what, from 11,000 bottles, it won a gold award in Germany, not in, I don't know, I don't want to say anything bad about any other countries, but when German people say high quality, or German competition says that's the best one, now you can take that seriously. They don't talk about shit when it comes to quality. So this cheese, this wine, fucking hell. Did you hear the for my 2 weeks old beautiful little queen called Nina, by the way. You know what? I'm in love with her. 2 weeks. I do the night shifts because I know what, I'm a rock and roll guy. For ages, so in the last 20 years, I spent so many evenings and nights playing in bars and clubs and venues and driving home. So I kinda used to it, and my wife, doesn't prefer staying up late and getting up at night, things like that. So I do the night shifts, and I'm happy to do it. So usually I feed her at 2 a.m., 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. And today morning I called her my little Audemars Piguet. Have you heard this Audemars Piguet? That's a very, very expensive Swiss watch. Audemars Piguet. I called my little darling Audemars because she was so bloody accurate, like a Swiss watch, right? So first she started crying at 2:15. Okay, I fed her, put her down to bed, and then, like a bloody Swiss watch, 4:15 again. She started crying. Okay, I fed her again. And I was thinking, maybe if the third time she accurate like a bloody Swiss train, then I'm going to call her Audemars all day. One day, if my life turns to the right direction, I'm going to be afford Audemars Piguet watch. At the moment, that costs way too much for me, so I just spend my money on wine, cheese and guitars and amplifiers. Rock music is powerful and loud. So let me play you something else again. Yeah, man, beautiful melodies, beautiful melodies from a beautiful amplifier, right? So, how did I set up the clean sound? Almost the same as the overdrive channel. Gain is around 1 o'clock. Treble cut back, I really like that, to do that. Treble, I've felt this is around 8 o'clock. That's the sweet spot on here. And the bass is quite interesting. The bass is on the clean channel. So when you set the switch to the clean side, the bass is, for my ears, sounds the best around 10-11 o'clock, because the gain is pushed, and it's for somehow this is the clean circuit, so it pushes the bass much more. So it's around 11 o'clock. The presence again, it's open up because the treble is cut back. So the presence is at 3 o'clock. Reverb down because I use the Strymon, so I don't use the reverb. And the master volume on this one is again around 11 o'clock, and it's on the 25 watts settings. It sounds almost similar, a bit bigger on the 50 watt section, but that's very loud, and obviously you have to turn the master back, and I think that is a very good compromise for me here in this room. Yeah, and I'm very happy with the sound, and I hope you like it as well. It sounds just big and beautiful. So yeah, man. Fillmore. Another thing what I tested, and I'm very picky on every other amplifier, and every amplifier, is the effects loop. Now the effects loop on this amp is just so transparent. I mean, that's what I'm after. That's what I always check. So if I don't turn or if I unplug the effects loop and I don't have anything in it, it has a sound. If I put the complete board with the long cable through it, it's still the same. So it's still the same, obviously, but with the effects on top. So I'm very happy with it. Probably one of the best effects loop from a Mesa Boogie amplifiers so far. And I tell you what, the effects loop here in this amp, because it's much more modern circuit, is better than the King Snakes. The King Snake is a very old school circuit, like a based on the first Mark 1 or something. And it has an effects loop, and I use it all the time, and I use it when we play with the band. But the effects loop in the Fillmore is way better, and I fucking love it, and I use it all the time. And yeah, man, not a bad thing about it. So if any of you, right, if you want to ask me about, say, something negative or something bad about the amp, I can't. This is a very well designed product. I don't know how much time they spent designing the circuit and putting it together. You know, I don't know how much time they spent with R&D and things like that, but it's a very well designed amplifier with all the little nuances there. I like the big buttons, I like the switches, I like the effects loop. It looks sturdy, nice, big, massive. Well, that's a good judgment. If the foot switch, heavy, big, metal, proper, this will last long. And if a company spends this much time on just on a switch, then the final product will be good as well, because this full switch shows how much time they spent on building a massive bulletproof thing. I like it so much. Yes, so highly recommended. I don't know, it is quite expensive, and obviously, as all these are handmade in California amplifiers, and yeah, they are very expensive, but still, if you can afford it, mate, buy it. You won't be disappointed with it. I highly recommend it. Yeah. If I sell this, I like it so much, I'm going to buy the 100 watt version, and I keep that. So that's my plan at the moment. If I can find a 100 watt version, because at the moment it's sold out everywhere. That says a lot, actually. It's sold out in all the shops what I follow. If I can find a 100 watt version, and if I can sell this, I'd buy that one, and I keep that, because that's the amp. I don't need anything else. I don't need a better overdrive sound than this, and I don't need a better clean sound than this. And yeah, let me one more thing that shows the quality is how does it take a pedal, right? So so this is the clean. And I've got a tube screamer here, just a very transparent set with very transparent settings. Goes into the 25 watt. So the 50 watt, sorry. So when you set it to the 50 watt, it takes pedals even better, because it has bigger headroom, I think, and it compresses differently. But even the 25 watt version takes a tube screamer and all sorts of overdrive pedals really well. Check this out. So just probably a few chords and the tube. If I turn the gain up on the tube screamer, have a listen. Gain up. This is without and this is with. A little loop with on the clean channel, and then for the solo I add the tube screamer and it will sound beautiful and juicy. Have a listen. It takes pedals really well. Have a listen this. I can play this all night long on this guitar, on the clean channel with a tube screamer, or the overdrive channel. Sounds big, bold and juicy and clear, and I can't hear anything harsh or anything what my ears don't like. Highly recommend the amp, Mesa Boogie Fillmore 50. I highly recommend this wine. I put the link in the description, because you have to taste something special. Something special. That wine with this wine with this cheese. This guitar with that amp. Hope you liked this review tonight. Please subscribe, send me a like or something. Rock music will be loud, powerful and juicy. And if you subscribe, I'm going to shoot more and more this sort of videos, and I'm going to bring more wine, more whiskey, more great guitars and amps. Bye bye. So, my daughter is 2 weeks old. I'm drinking this for her health. Happy long life, Nina. Happy long life for my wife, Nikki. She did an amazing job. She did. I'm not going to sleep tonight either, I think, because my little Nina who I just call Audemars after Audemars Piguet, the Swiss watchmaker. I think little Nina, aka Audemars, will wake up at 2, 4, maybe 6 at the same time, wants a bit of breast milk, but I'm going to provide her from a little bottle. Life takes interesting turns, guys, and it's beautiful and I like it. Bye bye.